auction. Again, that's Deuteronomy 28:68. You can see in the background a man, woman, and child being sold. Cash for Negroes. This is all Deuteronomy 28, verse 15 through 68. But there was something I saw. I want y'all to look at it. Oh, this is it. To make a slave. How does one become a slave? What is a process that turns a human being into a creature of self-hatred and self-doubt? Someone fully controlled and in fearful awe of another? Slaveholders developed a system. It was called seasoning. You ever hear these Christians talk about this is your season? Dumb black Christians. It was called, here, seasoning. It was a process under which strong men and women were broken, stripped of their dignity, and tortured. Seasoning was a brutal system, a system that remade men in an image pleasing to their oppressor. I want you to see that. It made us in the image pleasing to their oppressor. It rewarded good behavior and punished bad behavior. It turned captive men into things, their captives into beasts. The wise slave master never took seriously the belief that my people were natural-born slaves. He knew that African men and women fresh from the continent had to be broken in, forced to accept a subservient position. Slaves could never be trusted fully. Men wanted to be free. If slavery were to work, if strong men as succeeding generations were to wear the yoke of bondage, Deuteronomy 28:48, their psychology would have to be altered. Let's read that part again. Let's zoom in right there. I want y'all to see it. Their psychology would have to be altered. That means changed. Our state of mind would have to be changed. They would have to be made to believe that they were innately inferior and accept slavery as their natural condition. The seasoning process was neither quick nor easy. It took months, years, generations to break my people's spirit. Slaveholders knew the process was essential. Without it, the slaveholding regime would fall. The seasoning began shortly after the arrival of a new shipload of enslaved Africans. Most planters selected trusted slaves, those who had already been successfully conditioned to train the new arrivals. Seasoned slaves taught, let's go up, seasoned slaves taught the novices the rudiments of plantation life and how to survive in the cruel new world. They taught them to communicate, to use the tools, to greet white men with lowered eyes. They taught them their new names: Wilsons, Dewberries, Rays, Dobson, Young, Washingtons, Franklins. They taught them their new names and made sure they understood the new culture and its values. They soothed new arrivals, shielded them as best they could from violent overseers, and tried to explain how they would never again be free, never again return to the country of their birth. They convinced the novices, the beginners, that compliance was in their best interest, that rebellion would result in death. New arrivals were not the only ones to undergo this conditioning. Each generation underwent a series of psychological and physical tortures to make them stand in fear. You can't make this stuff up. Here's an example. This is why people accept white Christianity, or white supremacy, so wholeheartedly. And they fight against the Israelites who try to free their mind,